Welcome to the Create Clarity with Charity podcast, where hybrid business coach and consultant Charity Brown shares her bold and daring business tips that will transform your business into the best that it can be. Here's your host, Charity Brown.
Hello, and welcome to Create Clarity with Charity. Today, I have an amazing guest, Felipe Vasconcelos. Did I say that right?
You did.
Awesome, I nailed it. Felipe is the CEO of several beauty brands. One is Koda Brands, and More Naturals, along with his newest and best creation, Start Beauty. And yes, that is for you, our entrepreneurs out there who are looking to brand and scale in the cosmetics and beauty industry. Welcome, Felipe.
Thank you so much for having me, Charity.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here. So as you know, on this podcast, we talk about the CEOs and their journey, along with amazing advice and information that you can share with our audience. And so on that note, we all would love to know a lot more about you. I do know that you did move here when you were about 12, and it's just been a magic carpet ride since. Now,
to say the least, yeah.
Right. We've been a positive spin on that. It's been, the USA. Hey, the dream of all dreams, right? I know that you went to, I think, Rochester University.
Yeah, so I went to a few different schools. So I went to Rutgers University in Jersey. Then I went to FIT, the Fashion Institute of Technology. And then for my MBA, I went to University of Rochester.
Awesome, your MBA, that's right. And so
yeah.
Not only that, you've also kind of been an entrepreneur since you were really young and had sold books and kites and, were making money before you even knew how to drive, pretty much.
So I started. So my first entrepreneurial venture, as I mentioned, I was selling kites to neighborhood kids in Brazil when I was around 8 or 9, and it was really just out of necessity. We didn't have much growing up, and to help with income, that's a business that I came up with. It was something that I enjoyed, that I like, and yeah, so that became a business. And then when I came to the US, I sold books. I was 12 years old, and I was getting free books from garage sales and estate sales that they're going to throw away, and I sold them for $1 in Manhattan, New York City. So
I love that story. It just really resonates with me, and I'm sure it does with the audience out there. Like, those lemonade stands, those dog up walking services, don't ignore that passion that was burning way back then, because that could really lead into your sole passion in adulthood. So with that being said, I know that you've worked your tail off to be where you are. You're an innovator and a mover and a shaker, and you have proved that with your success in the cosmetics industry with Koda Brands and More Naturals. Can you tell me how that all came about?
Yeah, so Koda Brands is really it's the umbrella company of all these different brands that we have. So we have, to say a few, we have a Secret Beauty Club, we have a Kapulu and Coconut, we have Start Beauty, which you mentioned, which is our online course that is being launched at the end of September. Part of our business model is both acquiring brands and launching them. So through the vertical and the horizontal. So we decided to launch Koda Brands to just really unify all the different brands that we have especially because, all the brands share very similar values, about uh, vegan, cruelty-free products and things like that.
Yes, I love that, that the vegan, healthy, natural, beautiful, organic, and
Yeah.
really making sure that what we're putting on our face, in our hair, and on our skin is safe and making us look beautiful at the same time. So, um, I have your Koda Brands up here, kodabrands.com. Everyone check it out. You can explore all the brands that he has. He has an amazing amount of brands and products. What is your number one bestseller?
It for brand or for product?
For brand.
For brand, I think Kapulu and coconut is a big seller, especially because we sell it in a lot of stores and in a few different countries, and in fact, we're because there's such a big demand, we are actually um, working to source from coconut oil from other countries as well, but also where we can help out the local economy the same way that we do when we source the coconut oil from the Philippines, right? So with Kapulu and coconut, for every item that is purchased, we plant a coconut tree in the Philippines.
I
Uh,
love that. And that is on your site. They ran 100%
yeah.
organic coconut oil from organic farms in the Philippines. That is so awesome for all the coconut lovers out there. Check it out. And so let's talk about, a little bit more about you, because I really
Yeah.
find your story just like really hits home with a lot of us, self-made um, entrepreneurs, the ones that were innovating and, in business school and just saw our vision as an entrepreneur and always just dreamed and felt that owning and operating our own business is really just the only life for us. Can you go
Yeah.
back to when you were in college? I think it might have been a valley low for you. There was times where, I mean, you're supporting yourself. You didn't have the family paying your way through college. You didn't have a whole lot of extra money. There was times where you were sleeping in your car, and your humble beginnings. Can you share with us on that?
Yeah. I would say the first thing, that I would like to address that I think is very important is the term self-made, which I don't really like. And it's because, um, I didn't get to where I am today by myself. Right.
Right.
So, I did, I'm here because, um, I had help from, from people who believed in me. Um, but,
Like Jim
also,
Talley.
yeah, and yes, and also, our amazing customers who've been with us for years and years, and really believe in our products, in our messaging, and our values. But yeah, when I was in college, unfortunately, I became homeless, and still going to school full time, paying for school out of pocket. And yeah, sometimes I had to sleep on couches on campus, or some friends would sneak me to their dorms, so I can take a nap and things like that. Um, but what got me out of that situation was a business, was starting my own business from the college's computer lab.
That's
Uh,
amazing.
yeah, and I was doing like web hosting and web development back then. Just a one man show, but it gave me enough of a boost that so I could uh, get back on my feet. But again, at the end of the day, um, you know, I I'm very happy that like at different points in my life when like I needed I needed the most help. Not 100%, not always, but for the most part, there was always, someone who give me a little bit of help.
Yes, we all need a little help from our friends quite often, actually. And that's really, really, one of the main things about this Create Clarity podcast. We really want to encourage people and entrepreneurs, especially, to reach out for help and support from mentors, coaches, friends, people, because we kind of get stuck on that like one man show kind of thing. And, we're kind of like the chief of our own ship. And we could be like 100 miles out to sea and have like, a gaping hole in it. And we need someone to come fly out and pick us up,
Sure.
So it's kind of, one of those things where asking for help is a good thing. And to be grateful for all the people that have helped us build is another thing as well. So you studied image consulting, right? Appearance and fashion. Is that what you got your degree in?
Yeah. So after a few years after I did my undergrad, I went back to school because I needed a change in my life. So like I was doing, I was working for a software company, and I realized that I like people more than I like machines. So
Yeah, right.
so I went back to school, and became an image consultant. Charging a good amount of money to help people with their appearance, their behavior, their communication. But I I learned a lot about fashion and beauty, um, which are skills that I use to till this day. Um, but I also realized that just having at that time the business that I was in was just consulting, the image consulting, that was just really hard to scale, um, and I wanted to learn a lot more about entrepreneurship than I already knew. So I went back to school one more time to learn more about business.
Okay, well, yeah, that's you're a professional student then as well. That
You
really
know,
can be a career at times.
yeah, I mean, I try to learn something new every day. Um, Especially, cosmetics is a hyper competitive field. So knowing the latest of everything is very, very important. Not only like about the industry, but about different technologies and things like that, and like how we marry those two together, and how we better service our customers. Uh,
Yeah, and you
yeah,
do a
that's
lot more than just, deliver some lipstick, right? Like it's a lot more to you than, just having some beautiful lip gloss, right?
Yeah, I mean, like it's really about affecting people's lives, right? And being part of the conversation, because um, all of us use cosmetics every single day, whether we realize it or not. Toothpaste is a cosmetic product. Uh,
Mm,
Shampoo, conditioner, soap, right? These are all cosmetic products. Deodorant. Uh,
yeah. Do you
you know,
sell men's cosmetics?
we are launching in a few short months. We're launching a new brand called Guys Brand.
Guys
Um,
brand.
Guys
Awesome.
Brand, which is for beard care, facial care, and hair care.
No manscaping.
Um,
So
Not yet. I mean,
popular.
like yeah. I mean, but like we're solving, so with the beard care, like we're trying to solve a problem that, or a couple of problems that men have. One, which is growing a full and healthy beard. And then, maintaining that beard, healthy, well moisturized looking.
Right. Yes. And well groomed and combed and lined up, right? Yes. So it is, there's like beard manses going on these days. Like it's a big deal. The bearded man's club, like it's a huge industry. So
You know what? Beards are a big deal. I might be
yeah,
biased.
right. Yeah, right. I think COVID has just really amplified that. The popularity of the beard is just, it's unbelievable. But there is something to be said about a well manicured beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, of course, I have many thoughts about beards that, like, I think it uh, enhances character, maybe.
It is. It's a character, and you can literally change your entire appearance. So it's like a makeover.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And if um, for the people who decide to have to grow a beard, like it does, the same way that people care about their hair and get, frequent haircuts and condition their hair and things like that, the same care, sometimes even more so, you have to have with your beard. So, like we're addressing all of that with Guys Brand.
Awesome. I love that. So Guys Brand, huh? That's the next, right after Start
Absolutely.
Beauty launch, you got Guys Brand coming.
That's right. That's right.
Awesome. Well, the coolest thing I think about what your, structure of your business is, this is not a drop ship. Okay. This is not product that you've sourced out that somebody else has manufactured.
Right.
And then they just ship it to you and they slap your label on it. This is really your recipe. These are
my babies.
They're your babies. They're original, and you're the only one who has the proprietary ingredients, right?
Right.
You manufacture it. So that's another plus. Like you have your manufacturing, you have your consulting, you have your entrepreneur startup, then you have your e-commerce, and you have all these entities, deriving your brands. So that's really what you're trying to grow here. So the next level of success for you, it seems like it's more about building other entrepreneurs that have a passion for cosmetics.
That's right. So we know that when you're starting a business, when you are in the beginning stages of your business, or when you're trying to grow your business, the support is super, super important. So we have we're launching Start Beauty, to address the beginning stages, right? So, for these people who, have said, hey, like I really want to start a beauty brand. I really want to start a cosmetics brand. Like I really love cosmetics, and this is something that I'm really passionate about. I see the opportunity in it. Like I know that, the industry is continually growing, and it's not going to go away anytime soon. There's tons of opportunity. So, like I want to invest in it. So, with all the experience that I've had, building brands, acquiring brands, scaling brands, working with dozens and over 100, businesses, in scaling and marketing, I'm putting all of that into this course, using the formula that I use to successfully scale my own businesses. And after after the course, of course, like we have a lot of really great support. We have weekly calls that people who take the course can be a part of.
And that's with the Start Beauty. There's Q&As for people that are specifically going through your program.
Correct. So if you go through the program, not only do you have access to the weekly calls where, you know, pretty much answer any questions that you have. Um, it's essentially a mastermind, right? Because we are all sharing information about what we're doing and best practices and things like that. So, um, you know, just having that support system is fantastic. Facebook group as well, where you can, you know, post your new logo, your products, you know, get everyone's thoughts on it.
Do they
But
get the press too, like with the pack? Because I see, like, I know you're working on the fundamental details of building an e-commerce cosmetic business, right?
yeah,
So you set up the foundational builds, you help them with their .com, you help them source the products, you help them dial
right,
into their niche,
all
right?
of that,
You
absolutely.
get them their sites, you get them their, merchant service accounts, make sure they get
Sure.
all that. Then the branding and the marketing, because it takes a whole machine to really actually drive people to buy the product, unless you're a huge, um, you know, brand that's been
Yeah.
around a long time, that people are just searching in the search engines for it. How do they get the tools to drive the traffic to increase top line?
Yeah, so it's two things, right? So it's having a really great product, and then, you know, just having supporting services. So with having the really great products and, you know, figuring out what products you're going to launch, we have more naturals, right? So morenaturals.com, which is our wholesale and private and white label business. And uh, you're able to order your products through us, and if you do the course, you get a significant discount when you're ordering the products, and then, you know, our staff will help you through, you know, really tailoring the best products for your brand.
So do you recommend the newbies to start with a handful of products and really focus on those, or just like one area? Like, I just want to work on anti-aging.
It really depends on the brand, and it
Okay.
also depends on your budget.
Okay.
You know, some people will say, hey, you know, like, I really just want to do one product, and I want to do that really, really well. Sometimes it's, you know, like, I want to do like the best lip scrubs,
Yeah.
or, you know, like, I just want to do hair. You know, like, I want to have like shampoo, conditioner. I want to do serums. I want to do face mask. So it really just depends on really, you know, just, you know, like, what your brand is.
Hmm.
And you know,
And you
we
help
try.
with the branding as well. So they're like, oh, I like, if I wanted my own cosmetic boutique, I wanted it to be, like plumpylips.com or something. You guys like help with the
Yeah.
.com, you get the URL, you get them logos, you do all
So
that.
yeah, so for that, what we're also launching, um, also at the end of the month, pretty much at the same time as Start Beauty, um, we're going to launch a service called Build the Brand, which essentially does all of that. So
Awesome.
which is, you know, it's helping with branding, helping with social media, helping with influencers, you know, all different types of digital marketing, content, how to get into stores, right? So essentially,
Oh,
you know,
nice.
all these different things that um, you might want to do, but might not have the knowledge or bandwidth. You know, because there are a lot of people who start their brand, but they still have a full-time job, and they
Yeah.
say, hey, I don't have time to post on Instagram every day. And we'll say, we'll do
Yeah.
that for you. You know, like, how do I take photos of my product? Don't worry about it. Ship it to us. We'll do that for you. You know, so a lot of these things, you know, graphic design, you know, we'll take care of all of that with Build a Brand once it launches.
Awesome. Well, that's so exciting, everyone out there, all the entrepreneurs. If you just want to get niche specific and get with the cosmetics, Felipe has got an amazing program for you guys. And it's done with you, done for you. And um, it's a combination of everything you need to really start your business. And then not only that, they manufacture their own products. So you don't have to find a manufacturer, and you can believe and trust the products that you're getting are organic, are vegan, are custom, are leading in the industry. It's kind of like a one-stop shop, which is really unheard of because, as you know, I've been helping entrepreneurs grow Shopify businesses online for the past 8 years. We've done drop ship like crazy. Okay, drop ship is great, but there's nothing better than having the original product with your branding on it. So do they get the opportunity to use their branding on more naturals, or how does
yeah.
that
Oh,
work?
absolutely. Yeah. So, when they're ready to launch their products, they'll give us a call or send us an email, and let us know what they're looking for, and like we'll steer them in the right way. We'll give them lots of different options, make recommendations of products based on trends, and then we work with that customer, um, on essentially what they're going to need to make that product successful, right? So it could be figuring out label, graphic design. Do you need somebody to put the label on for you? We'll do that. You need somebody to put it in the box, seal it, shrink wrap it. We'll do all of that. You need a 3PL, right? A third party logistic, meaning that you need somebody to do the pick, pack, and ship, because maybe you don't have space in your apartment, at your house.
Yeah.
And you want
Who
to
has
secure
an
that.
empty warehouse handy, right?
Right. Well, ours is not empty, but we have space.
Okay.
We definitely have enough space for you. And we'll say, hey, as orders come in, we'll have access to to your Shopify store, to your WooCommerce store, your BigCommerce. And as orders come in, we'll ship the orders for you.
Love it. I just love it.
Yeah.
Because not only is it, it's just not like shipped in from China and it's just some random, waxy, cheapy kind of product that,
Yeah.
you can get on Alibaba. This is the real organic, original recipe coconut from the Philippines. And then you get to put your own branding on it. That's amazing, because
Absolutely. Absolutely.
that's the real catch right there.
Yeah,
Because
and especially, you mentioned the coconut oil, and it's literally the best coconut oil that we were able to find.
yeah,
It's organic, cruelty free, it's fair trade, it's cold pressed, made in small batches. So like all the nutrients are still there, and it's like it's really just a beautiful, very pure product.
love
uh,
it. I
and
put coconut on everything.
yeah, and like this same level of care and thoughtfulness, like we put it into all of our products.
I love that. Yeah, we need a more beautiful world in a more natural way. And I think your guys' product is delivering that hands down. It's really awesome opportunity, folks, to get into the cosmetic business without having to put 100K on the table to create your own product, get your own manufacturing, turn all the moving mechanisms, and then finding that you need another 50K and another 2 more years. And I mean, you can really take the guesswork out of it working with someone like Felipe. So it's highly recommended to get with somebody who already has gone through the gauntlet of selecting products and the actual ingredients along with distribution. There's so many moving parts. To have an expert team to do that is a real gift. And in this newer age of e-learning, voila, we can create that. And he has. So check out startbeauty.com. And Felipe, let us know what the deal is with Start Beauty. Start date, costs, maybe a little bit more information on how they can, get in? What is the investment?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're doing a soft launch September 30th. The course is $9.99. But if you get in the first week, so into the week of September 30th, we're giving anyone who signs up a $200 discount. So it'll be
Wow,
for
sweet. So
$7.99.
under $1,000, you can have your own cosmetics company, folks. It's
Yeah.
like unbelievable. Okay, you used to not be able to start a business for under 10K. Even 20 would be cut. I mean, it's almost unheard of to be able to start and operate a business and start generating revenue for under $10,000. So this is really cool. And then have it cookie cutter, so you don't have to guess anymore. All of it is already lined out for
Yeah.
you.
And I'll say this, like part of the money used to start a business a lot of the times is you're paying for mistakes, right?
Yeah.
So like like a lot of the money that you're spending, like you're trying things out for the first time and you're kind of learning, and like maybe you shouldn't have done this, or bought that, gone with this service, gone with that service. With Start Beauty, there's none of the guesswork, because we're telling you everything that we know works, because it has worked for us, it has worked for our clients. So like we're handing you the secret recipe, the secret formula.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's true and tried, and like every time we start a brand, we acquire a brand, we go through the same exact things that we're teaching in the course, to make it super successful.
Yeah, it's all very proprietary, and lucky for whoever is ready to invest in themselves and in their brand new business. Start Beauty will take you there. So everyone dream big. Felipe has over 20 years of experience. This isn't one like he just thought of this last year. He's been net deep in this for over a decade.
Yeah.
And he's learned the best way to do things. So I definitely recommend going startbeauty.com and get ready for the launch on the 30th. Have your new, and how long is the course? How long will it take for them to be a official cosmetic beauty e-commerce store?
So it's self-paced.
Oh, self-paced.
So it could, and again, like we know that a lot of people are busy with their jobs. So if you want to take like a module a day, or a module a week even, it's completely up to you. So like whenever you're ready to start, we're going to be here for you, and throughout the course we're going to be here for you, and when you end, we're still going to be here for you, giving you like all different types of support.
Awesome. So if someone bought it on the 30th and they're just like both feet in, jumping, ready to go, they are willing to spend 8 hours a day doing it, how long would it take them to get their first order into their first customer's hands?
Yeah. I would say like in about 2 weeks.
Wow.
If you really just like plow through, of course, like we recommend taking a little bit more time, because there is some homework that you need to do. You do need to do research, you do need to talk to people, so it also like depends on how fast you're able to do your homework. But I think like anybody in about like 2 weeks would like at the end of it will say, hey, like I am absolutely ready to go, like I am ready to start.
That's awesome. And then the advanced program would be to go the branding one to help execute all that.
Yeah, I think the next thing is like after the course is finding a good partner to get your products ready, which is it could be more naturals, of course. Like we're going to recommend more naturals, and we're giving really great incentives for anyone who takes the course to go with more naturals, but definitely not limited to going with us. If there's another manufacturer that you want to go with, but still want us to help you, we'll be more than happy to support you.
Right on. Well, that sounds like a super good deal to me. I hope everyone that's thinking of maybe investing, goes ahead and checks out this .com
Yeah.
and gets with Felipe and his team and, starts making this world a more beautiful place with more lip gloss. No.
Yeah. And I mean, let's
Oh,
talk
and
about the
everything
most
else, of
important
course.
thing, right? Making more money.
And
Right?
making
Because
more money. Yes.
I mean, that's part of why we're doing this. Like, yes, we definitely wanted to make the world um more beautiful in all sorts of different ways, right? So
Yes.
but we're business people.
That's right.
We're
It's not a hobby.
entrepreneurs, we're entrepreneurs, sometimes solopreneurs,
Yes.
all different types of preneurs. But many of us, like we have this calling, right? We have this fire.
Yes.
And like we want to have a business because we want a better life, we want more income. And this is what we do. Like, we help people get there and get there easily, and like without wasting time, and without wasting money on experiments that uh, might not be beneficial to your brand, or like might take a lot of time, because
Or to your bank account for that.
bank account. Yeah,
Most definitely not friendly to the bank account.
absolutely. So you're like, we're here to yes, help people with fulfill their passion, but also make good money.
Yes. And to all those, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, do-it-yourselfers, what words of advice, if you hear they're listening right now and they're thinking, man, if I could just do that, like, if I just had an extra $1,000, like, what words of advice would you give them to just, make it work? Start right now. You start before you're ready. Something that you needed to hear when maybe you're sitting on the tipping block of investing in your business.
So for that specifically, I would say you're never going to be ready.
You're never going to be ready.
You're never going to be ready. So I would say, even for us, right? So when we launch a business, we're never ready.
Yeah.
Because it's never going to be perfect.
Yeah.
But first we get it done, and then we get it perfect.
Yeah, they say really to launch when you're 80% there, and to not wait to get any closer to 100, right? Do you guys use that rule of thumb when you're launching new products? You kind of just
and
do it a little too soon.
Sure. And sometimes, like, we're maybe less than 80%.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Sometimes, honestly, we're 50%, but like we're really hungry, and we believe in what we do, and we of course have the knowledge to make it work. And what we don't know, we get help, so we find people who help us make it work.
Yeah, like other consultants and coaches, they'll take you right there. Your transformation from just thinking about it into full-fledged making 100K, $250,000 a year. And I love that you mentioned that, Felipe. That is really the mission here, is to remember, you guys reach out to those coaches and consultants. Felipe has a consulting part of his business after you've started with Koda Brands or Start Beauty, and you get the manufacturing, you get your business going. You don't get kicked to the curb on the sideline. There is continual consulting that he offers as well. And that's like an ally. I don't know if a lot of people realize that, but having a consultant or a coach is like having an ally, because owning your business is kind of like a war sometimes. You feel like you're the only one on the front line because you're liable for everything. And so having someone to bounce ideas off of is a gift.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would say, the role that we're taking is almost like a business partner, but like without taking any of your revenue. We're here because like we really want to see people be successful.
Yeah, isn't that so gratifying? I mean, it doesn't get better than that, right?
Yeah.
watching someone come from your humble beginnings and your sweat equity and your years of due diligence and resilience, right?
Yeah.
And then seeing somebody who's coming in as maybe you were when you first started, a little, or any one of us in business, a little insecure, not knowing where to go, lots of stumbling blocks, and just see them scale and like soar above everyone else in like 10x time. It's like, okay, I win. I did that. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, um, ultimately, the success is always going to be theirs. But like we'll be, really happy to guide them in the right, most direct path, so they
Yes.
can get to 100K, quarter mil, half a mil. Sky's the limit.
Yeah, 10x and e-commerce. You can't get better than that these days, ladies and gentlemen. It really is the time to scale. Sell something online. That is the
Yeah.
fastest way to make money, right?
Yeah.
So that's great. I love it. And that, creating the masterminds and the community groups as well, that you've created opportunities for people to feel as though they are supported along the way. And that is so important, to feel that you have support.
Right.
And, and that you have these structures that are really solidly built along with the product and the resources. So I love what you're doing.
Yeah. And, I would say that something that I have found is that a lot of businesses either fail or miss out on opportunities because they didn't have the support, because
Right.
maybe there are things that they didn't know. I don't know, like how many people I have spoken to who are like, oh, I wish I would have known this like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when we were going through these stages.
Yeah.
I wish I had somebody giving me advice. So like we want to be there before any of that happens.
Yeah. And that's really the evolutionary entrepreneur. Okay. That's really when you're finding what is most important in business, because usually a lot of people just get in it for the money and they forget about the give back factor. And that's kind of like what you're doing by giving away your proprietary information. You're letting people put their brand and label on your amazing organic natural products. That is giving back. That's sharing the wealth, sharing the success. And that's really what it's about, is being that evolutionary entrepreneur that's changing lives and making dreams come true, one client at a time. So it was really awesome, Felipe. I love what you're doing. Any last words for our audience?
Again, Start Beauty launches very, very soon, September 30th. We're doing a soft launch. If you're interested in launching a beauty business, a cosmetics business, definitely check us out. I would say it's a very, very tiny investment compared to your return on investment.
Yeah. Amazing, because I mean, they do say you just times 3 everything online. So you can make 70% profit margins in this kind of business. So you can't get better than that. Like, that's the other thing is, you really make higher ROI than most businesses in this industry.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the cosmetics industry is a, very, very high margin. It's a consumable. So, if you have a great quality product, if you have good marketing, people are going to continually buy it. Right. So you always have revenue coming in.
Yeah.
So, and there, there isn't, there's, not much else like it in terms of business model.
Yeah, I've never seen it. And I've been, helping with Shopify e-commerce, just drop ship. I mean, it's kind of like that, but it's not, and you don't really know the quality, and there isn't the mentorship, there isn't the support, there isn't the, this is the execution, this is the framework. There's none of that. So that's beautiful. I love it. So that's awesome. I can't wait for it to launch September 30th, and we will keep everyone tuned in. Maybe you can come back after 45 days. We can talk about it some more. Maybe bring some of your amazing clients that might want to show off their brand as well.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Cool. All right. Well, it was lovely having you, Felipe. And everyone, remember, visit startbeauty.com.
All right. Thank you so much for having me, Charity.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.